Now, it's that time of week when we look at the world of business and management books, and Alan Jordan, Sales Director of BookBuzz, is with me in studio. Morning, Alan.
Morning, Ian.
Over the last couple of weeks, we've been looking at books around innovation, how to generate ideas and come up with great plans. But I suppose the big issue is, how do companies execute these ideas?
That's right, yeah. Today's book is The Other Side of Innovation by Vijay Govindarajan and Chris Trimble. Now, Vijay is an interesting character. He's recognised as one of the top 5 thought leaders in the world by Forbes magazine. He's also the current professor at Tuck University in Dartmouth. So this is a 10-year journey, and really what the book is trying to cover, Ian, it's the moment that a company says, yes, that's a great idea, let's take it to market, let's make it happen. So after that summit comes the other side of innovation, the challenges beyond the idea, which is the execution piece.
Yeah, because so many companies, and you look at Google, who give employees ages and ages to come up with ideas for plans and new products, and then what happens? How do you actually go about implementing it and getting it from idea into an actual physical or service product you can sell?
That's right, and Vijay makes a couple of really interesting points in the book, is that, you know, most companies have plenty of creativity and plenty of technology. What they lack are the managerial skills to convert ideas into impact. So his interesting take on innovation is that innovation is the commercialization of creativity. So Vijay is a free market analyst specialist at heart. I mean, his whole philosophy is, being Indian and coming from a poor part of the world, he says, look, corporations divide the world into two. There's 2 billion people who are rich and 5 billion are poor. And actually the role of innovation is to allow the poor people to consume. So therefore he looks at the execution piece. Whereas we looked at open services innovation, was looking at turning your business into a service organization. The innovator's DNA is the personal makeup to be an innovator, which is questioning, observing, networking skills. But this is, what does the organization have to do to get it done? Yeah,
and he gives some, I suppose, 3 practical ways of getting up, such as building the right team.
Yeah, you know, what I like about the book, and the book is really, it's for a number of sectors. It'll appeal to audiences, the public and private, non-profit, and managers leading innovation projects, because there's really no BS to it. He says, this is difficult. He said, look, I worked with Apple. They find innovation very difficult. And you know why it's difficult? It's because businesses aren't geared up for innovation. They're geared up for efficiency. They're geared up for making things work, for making money. So innovation is the exact opposite. It's going to cost you money, and it's not geared up for it. So the 3 things he talks about is that, 1, get a dedicated team. Okay, so that means I'll hire myself, Alan, and Ian are going to go off and set it up. We might hire someone from outside. Don't isolate them, though. Don't leave them on their own, which they call is a skunk work. Actually encourage them, keep in touch with them, and then measure them differently. Don't measure them by the same standards that you're measuring existing employees, because they're doing different work.
And I suppose the other steps as well, he's looking at, you know, just be very practical and provocative in your management of the team as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the parts there is that you have to give the innovation team time to grow and develop. But he says, look, the culture of innovation isn't about having everybody involved in innovation. It's only having a select few, because the culture of business is about making money, and they have to be efficient. So the business has to go on and do that so it can generate cash to allow us to be innovative and play with other things. And he says that is the difficult thing that businesses find to do. He also he was the Chief Innovation Officer in GE, and he remarked on just how GE is trying to merge efficiency with innovation, and it's not easy.
This is a book very much a practical step rather than the great idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a book for readers who want insights on how to have creative, innovative ideas in the first place. It's assuming you have that. There's different books around that. This is when you have that, how do you execute it? And what he's saying is the big challenge for businesses is in the execution. And there's 10 years of research gone into it. It is academic. It can be a little bit cerebral, but it's well worth the effort. And particularly if you look at what's happening in good old Ireland Inc., and we're selling ourselves on very much of being innovative around the food, science, export market. This is a really important read for anybody who's involved or is tasked with creating more innovation within their business.
Yeah, we've had the great idea. Now we need to go and build it.
Absolutely.
Okay, Alan Jordan from BookBuzz, thank you very much for coming in this morning. And that idea, the other side of innovation, by Chris Trimble and Vijay I'll get that name out again.
Govindarajan.
Thank you very much. Alan Jordan from BookBuzz, thank you very much for that. Now, up next.